I'm Katrina, and this is So and Tare. Today we're talking about preserving your herbs. Now, herbs can be preserved many different ways. One way is dry it. Just hang it up and dry it. That's the way I'm going to show you today. Another way is freeze dry it. I might be doing that with some different herbs later. And number 3 is if you make a butter and put that with it in the freezer, if you make a pesto out of it and put it in the freezer, you know, some sort of oil or fat in there as well, and then freezing it, then that will also do really well. Now, what I'm going to show you today is how to dehydrate by hang drying. So you can do this in a dehydrator, or you can hang dry. And if you're hang drying it, you need some string. I happen to have some string from feed bags. If you have animals, definitely keep all of your feed bag strings because they are going to come in handy. So first off, if you have herbs about to go to flower, that is, before it flowers is the best time to harvest. If you have herbs that haven't been watered in a while, that is also a good idea. Herbs that have not been watered in a while will actually give you a stronger flavor. If you are doing this after watering them, it's going to be a little bit less flavor. And again, up to you. It's also up to the different herbs. Different herbs have different strengths of flavor. What we have right here is hot and spicy oregano. It is a type of oregano that is delicious, and I don't need any other kind. Like, this is the oregano for me. So come in and I will show you how I harvest and then how I dry it. All right, so we're starting down here and you can see there's some spider webs and stuff. I actually don't like to wash my ones if I air dry them. And so I just pick that off, and you can pick that off later or now. What I like to do is leave, you know, 4 to 6 inches from the ground of the plant so it can recover. And you can take just the tips if you want, but taking that amount will be good. And then you can come back and harvest again. So I go all the way down. Now I do have these African daisies in here. I do not want that in my mix. So if I do cut some, I'll pick that out later. And it's as simple as that. You have a bunch. Again, hey, we can go put that in a vase or something. And I like to pick off the spider webs and stuff now before it dries. If you do it after it dries, you're gonna have a problem. It's not gonna want to come off. All right, let's go after some more. That all looks good. Now I'm going to actually, you can see how short these are. You can see how short this is here. I'm going to just leave a pile there, and this is where I'm going to keep piling. And I'll go through them at the end. You can bundle them now or later. Either way works. I'm choosing to do it later. Now if you want your herbs to flower, go ahead and leave a little section uncut, like maybe some of these out here I might leave. But look how massive these are. I mean, that's well more than 2 feet tall right there. And here's some old inflorescences, old flowers. This whole bed started from 1 4-inch pot. I don't water it. It probably gets the water from the neighbor, but I don't water it. And it does well every year. So I want to shake out some of those dead ones. Anything that has bird poop on it, I just get rid of. So that has bird poop. You know, anything obvious like that, I just get rid of. So again, I'm just pulling out the dead sticks from last year. Again, these are old flowers right here from previous year. A good shake does a lot of good with these. And it looks like somebody, well, we're underneath the power line, so it looks like somebody's been pooping here, so I'm just gonna skip that whole area and that can seed. So if you do this, you're gonna have, like, from this little batch here, that's like multiple years. That's like multiple years worth of oregano if you use it, you know, moderately, and then you get to use this as many times as you want because you grow it, which is awesome. Again, giving it a shake will get a lot of that dead stuff away and expose a lot of it as well. If you accidentally cut an older one, you can see that had flowered last year and then it's woody on the bottom. You can actually root this, so you can make another plant if you wanted to out of this. Now I'm getting into where there's a rose coming in from the neighbor, so I want to make sure I don't get thorns. I haven't noticed anything using this as a host plant, like insect-wise. There might be, but I just haven't noticed it. Definitely haven't noticed it like I noticed marjoram, which is related. Thank you, crows. Thank you. Because marjoram does have, I mean, the ladybugs love it, so. But I have not seen that with this. Doesn't mean it's not true, but I haven't seen it. This crow has been quite talkative all day. Not sure why. There's 3 of them, so. Hi. I'm actually gonna let these ones go to flower. They have a little bit more poop from the birds on them. So we ended up with a lot, and so let's go bundle it up. This is a bunch, guys. It's a bunch. I don't even know if I have enough string with me, but I know where to get more. The garage has more. So this is all hot and spicy oregano. We just harvested very easily. Just set it kind of behind me. It's where it's cleanest. Now, when you dehydrate herbs, you want it to be 95 or less, so 95 degrees or less. If you have a dehydrator and you are doing that in a dehydrator, just set it to 95 and it will be good. It'll be done, usually most herbs will be done in like 24 hours or less. And if it's more of a supple, you know, has more moisture to it type thing, then it will take longer. So that's 1 is 95 degrees. 2, if you are hanging this outdoors, it needs to be in the shade. If you hang it in the sun, that will dry it too quickly, and even if it's not 95 degrees, you're going to have potential issues with flavor and it turning brown and all of that. So you totally can hang it from your trees. I've done it. It works, as long as your trees has leaves. What I am going to do is I'm going to actually hang this in my kitchen and use some string for that. So right here I have, I believe, 2 strings from my feed bags. So there's, and they're very long. I don't know if you guys knew how long that is, but like there's 1 string from the feed bag, which is like, I don't know, 6 feet long. Yeah, more than 6 feet long. And then I have another one. And what's important when you dry this hanging is there's no forced air and all that like you would have in a dehydrator machine. So it's important they have airflow. It's important they're not all, like, I would not bundle this whole thing up together at once and put it up there, because you're going to have uneven drying and you could actually make it mold. Now, I live in a climate that is not very humid, so this is why I'm able to do this indoors or outdoors or, you know, wherever. If you live in a humid area, try experimenting with a small bunch and see how it works. And I don't have advice for you as far as like how long it might take, but it'll take a few days. Like indoors, I'll leave it up for a week. I have left it up for like decoration and use. The problem with that is they do get dusty, so I don't do that. If you hang it, you have the stems, and that is either a good thing or a bad thing depending on what you're using it for. So keep that in mind. If you're dehydrating it, you can dehydrate it. If you're dehydrating it in a dehydrator, you can dehydrate it with the stem or without the stem. So they are very easy to strip off the leaves if you want to do that. I generally just keep them on the stem and just take out a bunch and go like this after. It's fresher that way. It's fresh crushed. If you take stems out, you line them up and you go like this in your hand over your spaghetti sauce or whatever you're making, and it's a whole lot, it smells a lot better, it tastes a lot better, and that's what I do. So here's what I do. I do a slip knot, leave room at the end. Actually, I'm going to actually tie a little knot, so little end, big end, and just turn it over, pull it through, because I have a little hook on that's already on the wall. And so I have that hook now here. And that's big enough for what I'm hanging on. And I'll start on one end and do a slip knot. So slip knot is like this, turn towards yourself, grab this one, and then pull through. And what that will do is you put your bunch in there and then you pull it tight. And if you pull it tight and there's nothing in it, it'll go away. But if you pull it tight and there is something in it, it will lock down on that bunch. And as they dehydrate, as they dry, you can give it a little tug and it will hold it even better. So again, slip knot. And let's put a bunch in there. It's helpful when you make your pile to line up the ends. And I kind of did that. I didn't do it super well, but I kind of did it. And again, this is when you can double check again, make sure you don't have all the dead stuff out, you know, spider webs, pokey seeds. And again, they don't have to line up exactly, but that's a good bunch to start with. We're going to put it through the slip knot and pull it tight. And you have your first bunch. So we'll do that. Next bunch will be about here, and we'll do that all along this string, and probably the next one. And probably next one. Maybe not the next one. I think we could do this all in one string. You can put different herbs next to each other if you'd like. Just make sure if they look similar to label them or know what they are, because once some of them dry, they don't look the same. Now they're going to smell very different. If you were to do like peppermint and spearmint next to each other, you know, that might be something you want to think about doing differently. So they're pretty close together, but there's air in between them. So that is what it should look like. If you have a lot of these to do, you will be tempted to make bigger bundles. Resist the urge. Guys, this smells amazing. Another flower, we don't want that. We can add that to our bouquet from Mother's Day. Again, getting rid of all that stuff now is beneficial because then you won't have to do it later. When these are dried and you're using the stems, if you save the stems and use them for your barbecuing, like throw it in there, give it a little scent, it smells delicious. All right, we have room for probably 2 more bundles. We might have a little bit more than 2 more bundles. Yeah, 1 more bundle on here. Well, you know what, there's enough there that I think I'm just gonna do a knot at the end and call it good, because we'll get the other one going. So, let's show you what this looks like. There we go! Guys, that's so much. Now this next one is going to go in the same place as this one, so it's going to go on the same hooks. So I am going to make it a little bit longer in the first part, so it won't lay like on top of each other. It'll be like staggered. So do my end knot. I thought it was going to be less, but it might be the same. Hi, kitten. He's been hanging out. Making the ends all face the same way. Looks like some of these are not. There we go. This will also make your house smell good. Hi, kitten. What do you think about all this? Huh? He's looking at these things moving. I don't know if you guys can see. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What's happening? Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! Woo! Woo! What do you think? Does it smell good? No? It's just fun to play with? Okay. No, you don't need to play it anymore, honey. So, alright, I'm just going to do a bigger bunch than I would because we're at the end of our line again. And that's okay. It's at the end. We got another flower in there. Final bundle. I'm going to do a knot in the end. I'll take this inside and show you where I'm going to hang it. And then when you need to use it, or you need to store it, just store it in a jar, store it in a Ziploc bag if you want to. And then if you're going to use it right off the wall, then just pull it out and go like this, and it will just perfectly go into your dish, and you'll be left with the stick. Now, some sticks might fall in. I'm okay with that. All right, let's take this inside. This is going to go right by my knives. I need to hurry because the battery's going to run out. So this was the second strand we did. And I have these hooks up here. And this is the first strand we did. Now, hopefully I did it right, that they don't kind of butt up against each other. If they do, I will have to make more hooks. We'll see. Did I do it right? And it's about the same. Alright, I will have to make more hooks. Another way to do this, if I had room, the counter's right here, is to just hang it vertically. Don't have anywhere to do that right now. So right now I'm going to put up here, and then I will put more hooks up. So we'll have multiple things there. These are okay to be on the wall for a long time. Again, I would only do one layer. I'm going to put the other layer up a different place. This is going to be awesome because in a week, about a week, probably is what I'll do. We'll have oregano that can be stored for a very long time. If you store it in jars, you can take the air out of it. It'll suction down and vacuum seal it, and it will be fresh years from now. I know spices only last a few, 1 to 2 years or whatever. I have some that have lasted quite some time and still have very fragrant, they're still very fragrant when I open them. That's because every time I use them, I use the vacuum sealer and do that. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, and hopefully you are prepared to dehydrate your own herbs. Again, 95 degrees or under. If you're doing it outside, keep it in the shade. If it's raining, I wouldn't put it outside. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. We do all things homesteading related here. And have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Okay, I put it on one of these, but if I don't put this below it, it's too heavy. So that's what I did. And this is on the freezer part of the fridge, around the side, and another one of those there. So, hey, it works. That and that. Awesome.